The year is 1698, and the world's most violent ocean, the Indian Ocean, is on fire. That kid's execution will become one of the most savage executions in British pirates' history. Nobody knows that he will be hanged twice, that his body will be cut open, and that his corpse will be displayed like a warning sign above the Thames for decades. Kidd starts his life as a normal sailor from Scotland. He works hard, climbs ranks, and earns a reputation as someone who fights pirates, not joins them. During the wars against France, he protects English ships, blocks enemy routes, and brings back valuable cargo. And this is where his story takes a sharp turn. By the late 1690s, piracy in the Indian Ocean becomes a crisis. Ships worth millions vanish. Insurance collapses, trade routes fail. The English government is embarrassed and desperate. They need someone skilled, loyal, and brave enough to hunt these pirates. So they pick Captain William Kidd. Not secretly. Not illegally. But officially, with documents signed by nobles, politicians, and even King William III's own advisors. Kidd's mission is simple: find pirates, capture them, bring back their treasure as evidence. But behind this simple mission hides the real danger. Kidd's financial backers are investing money into Kidd's mission, expecting huge profits. If Kidd succeeds, they all win. If he fails, they need someone to blame. But then everything collapses the moment he captures one ship, the Quebec Merchant. A ship with rich cargo worth millions. Suddenly, newspapers call him a traitor. Officials call him a pirate. The same men who hired him now pretend they never knew him. England needs a criminal to calm public anger, and Kidd becomes the perfect target. Kidd has no clue that when he sails back to England, thinking he will clear his name, his fate is already written. When Captain Kidd returns to England, he genuinely believes he will clear his name. But the moment he steps onto English soil, everything changes. The people who had once funded him suddenly act like they don't know him. The government has already decided, Kidd will take the blame for the entire Indian Ocean crisis. He is arrested quickly. Not questioned. Just grabbed and locked up before he can speak to anyone who might defend him. He is taken to Newgate Prison, one of the most brutal and disease-filled prisons in Britain. Newgate isn't designed for criminals, it's designed to break people. The prison stinks of sweat, rot, and sickness. Food is barely edible: old bread, salty water, rotten meat. Rats move freely. Kidd is kept in irons that bite into his skin. For months, he is left in darkness, losing strength every day. He becomes sick, weak, and exhausted, but he is kept alive just enough for one purpose: to stand in court and take the blame that powerful men refuse to carry. Everything is arranged so that Kidd has no chance to defend himself. From the moment he walked into England, the plan was already in motion: he must die so others can stay safe. By the time he is dragged out of Newgate for trial, he isn't the strong captain people once saw. He is tired, broken, and betrayed by the same system he served. And the next step is even worse, because the courtroom he enters is not a place for justice. It is a place where his death sentence is already waiting. When Captain Kidd is brought into the courtroom in 1701, the trial already feels different. There are no friendly faces, no supporters, no officials from his past missions. Everyone sits stiff, silent, and ready to watch one thing: a man being destroyed by the same government that once used him. Kidd is not allowed a lawyer. He isn't given the papers he needs to defend himself. The documents that prove he had a legal commission? Gone. Every piece of evidence that could help him has either disappeared or has been intentionally ignored. As the prosecution begins, they paint Kidd as a monster, a man who robbed innocent ships, turned pirate, betrayed England, and terrorized the seas. Every time he opens his mouth, someone interrupts. He asks for the papers that prove his innocence. The judge replies coldly, "You shall have no more time." The courtroom laughs whenever Kidd attempts to reason. After hours of biased testimony, the judge gives the final decision. "You shall be taken from hence to the place from whence you came, and from thence to the place of execution, and there be hanged by the neck until you are dead. Kidd is dragged back to Newgate to wait for his execution. He knows now that nothing he said mattered. No truth mattered. His life is only useful to the crown if it ends on a rope. And soon, that rope will tighten around his neck. May 23, 1701. London wakes up knowing one thing: Captain William Kidd is going to die today. Word spreads fast. Crowds start gathering early, men, women, sailors, merchants, even children perched on their fathers' shoulders. Execution Dock has seen many deaths before, but today feels different. Everyone wants to see the man the government calls the most dangerous pirate alive. Guards pull Kidd out of Newgate prison. He has been locked in darkness for so long that daylight hurts his eyes. His hands shake, his clothes hang loose on him, his face looks older than his age. But he still tries to walk straight, refusing to give the crowd the satisfaction of seeing him break. A cart carries him through the streets. People shout insults. Some spit. Others just watch silently, waiting for the moment the rope tightens. Sailors whisper to each other that Kidd was once one of them, not a criminal, but a captain who kept order and discipline. When the cart reaches Execution Dock, the massive wooden structure stands ready. No ceremony, no final dignity. Kidd is forced to stand beneath the beam. The rope is brought down. The executioner checks it quickly, ties a knot, then pulls it tight around Kidd's neck. The signal is given. The cart moves. Kidd drops. And in that instant the rope snaps. The crowd gasps. People step back. Some scream "Omen." Others shout that God is protecting him. Kidd hits the ground hard, coughing, barely conscious, but alive. For a few seconds, nobody moves. It feels like time stops. In Old English tradition, a broken rope could mean mercy. If a man survives the drop, he might be pardoned. But not today. Officials rush forward. Guards grab Kidd before he can stand. They drag him back to the scaffold. There will be no mercy, no reconsideration. No delay. The government wants him dead, and they will make sure it happens. Kidd is lifted again. Bruised, shaking, and struggling to breathe. The execution is far from over, and what comes next will be even more brutal. Kidd is dragged back onto the scaffold. His arms and legs ache. Bruises cover his body from the first drop. He coughs, struggles to breathe, but the officials do not care. The crowd is silent now, watching closely. Some whisper prayers, some wait for the inevitable. No one expects mercy. The rope is adjusted, checked carefully this time. The executioner pulls it tight around Kidd's neck. He hangs there for a moment, barely able to stand, his body trembling. Then the signal is given. The second drop comes. This time, there is no snapping rope. No miraculous survival. The rope tightens. Kidd struggles violently. He kicks, thrashes, claws at the wood. The crowd watches in tense silence, some hiding their faces. Minutes feel like hours. His body convulses. Breath comes in short, desperate gasps. Finally, slowly, his movements stop. Captain Kidd is dead. But death is only the beginning. The government has a warning to send out a message to every pirate, every sailor, every merchant in England and across the seas. Defy the crown, and this is what happens. His body will not be spared. It will be treated in a way designed to terrorize, humiliate, and haunt. The crowd murmurs, some relieved, some horrified. But everyone knows that Kidd's death is more than punishment. It is spectacle. It is warning. It is history written in blood. And soon, his corpse will face a fate worse than death itself.